All right, guys, that up there is your filter head. Your filter sits into it. So water comes in, goes through the filter, and it goes back out, okay, to the door or to the ice maker, wherever it needs to go. Now, let's say you're not getting water, okay? First, you want to check, make sure your filter is good, and make sure the filter is inserted. Also, you might have a bypass filter in your fridge somewhere. When you bought the fridge, it's probably with your material, whatever. Insert the bypass filter, because that takes the filter out of the equation. Now, the bypass filter basically sends water straight on through, so it's not filtered water, okay? So this is where the water would come out when you press. So this is the display, and behind it you have a micro switch, okay? So when you press, okay, that's the switch activating the water, okay? And obviously the same one would do your ice, as you'd press for water or crush ice. And you do have a little board that talks, and it tells it which one to select. So you can remove this. I do have a video on how to remove it, including the face. And you can check that micro switch for continuity, okay? Now that continuity, that switch can be checked, okay? So it has two wires, red, and it comes right over here to this other light. You can insert a lead right there in the front, so you don't have to remove the entire piece. And then find that gray wire, which is right there on the first, on the yellow, red, and gray. And if you press, it will activate. You will hear continuity. In fact, I'll show it to you shortly. Okay, so in the door, we're going to be taking this panel off, and we're going to be verifying that you're getting water, okay? In fact, this would be the first place I would go to and check there first. If you're getting water, you're good to go. Then the issue would be coming up here where it's frozen. Something is frozen in the door, and you'd have to use a blow dryer, or hair dryer I should say, and heat along the edge of the door going down until you get water. They do sell a small kit. I'll leave it in the description. You insert it either in here or at the bottom, and you just keep pumping water, and it melts the ice that's in there. The newer models, I haven't seen too much of that, but the older models, GE, they had quite a few that would act up, and the water line would freeze, totally would freeze. All right, I will show you how to take the bottom piece off. All right, so we're down here at the bottom. This is the bottom of the fridge, and make sure the doors, both of them are open. Now, be careful with the screw. It's a special screw, sort of. It has a little lip to it, so don't lose it. And then you have one on the other side. All right, so down here we have other connections as well. All the wires for your door. And by the way, if you do have to take this door off, you want to be careful, and you disconnect all the wires here, okay, and reconnect them. So you would take this off, because we're still checking for water. Now, to pull these out, you push. Okay, so I'm pushing against it. So don't pull yet. There are teeth, and almost like a snake, or I'm not sure if it's a snake. Yeah, the teeth are backwards, so you can't pull, okay? The harder you pull, the more it grabs. So you kind of have to push forward, then pull. So you have to break the bond before you can actually extract it. So let's see if I can angle it out here. So I'm going to push. Okay, so it's out. So I'm going to show you, give you a better angle here. You're always going to have some water, so get a towel or something down. Okay. By the way, that's not supposed to come off that easily. So let's see. Maybe something is damaged on this one. Definitely not supposed to be that smooth. Maybe it was pre-pushed or something. So now I'm pushing it on, okay? So, and they usually have a little mark, see it right there? So now it's locked. So if I pull this, it should not come off. Correct, good. Now you don't want to yank crazily and stupid, okay? So as the pressure of the water increases, it pushes this against each other, and that's how it locks. So it's like a shark bite. So now you squeeze, you want to squeeze that, okay, and pull. But you want to squeeze first, then pull off, okay? So now you'll have someone press the water dispenser, okay? You will also have to, if you're by yourself, then it's a little challenging, not impossible. So, but let's just assume you'll have someone to help you. You have to press the water dispenser, get a cup, set this in a cup, and you should get water. If you get water, everything is good, okay? Your issue is going to be in the door where it's frozen, and I will include a link to a product that shoots up tiny water. You pump it, little syringe, and it unclogs the, you may say, a tube of ice. And sometimes the reason why it does that is if the freezer is blowing too much air just on this section, so it freezes the line. It happens. All right, so let's just say you didn't have any restriction in here and you weren't getting water out of here, okay? Now you would connect this back, button up. All right, guys, so the next thing you'd be checking here now to confirming that our switch is good. The second to largest, that's the largest pin, you're going to insert your test leads in the gray and the red, and that's going to connect to your switch. So you don't have to take the switch off to test it, okay? And now when you press the lever with your meter on continuity, you should get a beep or a sound. Okay, I'm pressing. That tells you that your switch is good, so you can move on. This is a common, so if you're looking at the switch, the one on the right, okay, so you have that indentation, and to the right is the common. So I'm going to keep one test lead right here, okay, and then you can touch the next pin. Okay, if nothing, then touch the next one. Okay, and that tells you now this is a closed circuit, meaning the door is open, the light is on, so we're getting power to this. So if we push now, we close the door. I'll make it happen. Okay, now the door is closed. No light is on, okay? That's energy saving, and also you're not heating up the fridge. At least with older units, they would. Now, this should beep if this switch is good. Okay? And this is when you would get ice, because now the door is closed, you're able to get ice or water. So if you're not getting ice or water and you've checked everything, you're able to bypass every other component, then you would go to your door switch to check if that's good. And that's how you check that. When you insert it, the door is positioned. So if the door closes this way, it's going to be impeding and you're going to end up damaging the switch. So make sure that you insert it in a way that when the door closes, it pushes the switch in so you don't damage. All right, and pay attention to how you removed it and then install it in the same order. Okay, so now we have the valve out. Okay, and so water comes in, that's your house water, and it goes in, and from there it goes to here, goes up, okay, going up, and your filter housing is in there, so it goes through the filter, it gets filtered, come on back down, okay, and then it goes into here, okay, and it's fed into the unit on the inside. And then after that, you do have tubes now that feeds the door, okay, see that from inside goes to the door. Now your ice maker, okay, gets its water from right there, okay, so that feeds your ice maker as well. So, and that goes all the way up, and that's your ice maker. That's what gets water. Okay, so now you know the order. So let's say now you are still not getting water. So you have water going into the house, okay? So what you want to do first is you want to energize. So as the water's on, okay, you could literally energize, okay, this. Okay, you're going to add 120 volts. If you're getting power here and the valve is not sending water, okay, after you've disconnected everything, so you're bypassing the top, okay, then you have a bad valve, okay. Water should be coming out of the valve. All right, so we have this out, and the orientation of the water, so your water comes in from the house, okay, and it goes into this, okay, and it goes up and comes back out through the filter after it's good, goes into this guy here, there it goes, outlet, yep, and then from there on everything else is fed from these two valves. So these pretty much are your main feeding valves, okay, but this must be energized first before anything can be done. So when you ask for water, it actually works simultaneously. So as you pull water out from the inside, you get warm water going in. So what I would do to check that you are getting water from the house, okay, you want to make sure that the water is coming in here first. If water is coming in here, okay, then you want to also disconnect the filter side, okay, because this is going up to your filter housing, okay. So if you activate your control in the front and you pull this off here, both of these, okay, you should get water, okay, because think about it, water is coming in here, it's going to spit right out here. If you insert this piece and no water, okay, then you have to go on up and you got to replace that. Your dispenser, and water comes out of these when you disconnected up there, then you should be good. Everything should be good. It would be your filter head. All right. Hopefully that was clear. All right. Thanks for watching.